Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Jennifer, and we are a middle-aged couple with a Regal Unlimited subscription and a deep, deep interest in movie theater popcorn.
Normally, I would say we have no connection to the Regal Corporation, but tonight we proved it.
Yep.
We didn't go to a Regal movie theater.
We didn't.
We went to the Angelica.
Yes, we did.
If you don't live in New York City, this is a kind of storied, movie theater in New York, although apparently it only opened in 1989.
That's still a long time ago, darling. I'm sorry to tell you.
Not to me. That was the summer I graduated high school.
Yeah, well.
Anyway.
We're not going to do math here, people.
So, we went and saw Frankenstein.
Yes, we did.
Guillermo del Toro's masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think I'm safe in saying that we both felt it was really, really good.
Yep.
And we really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to do spoilers for this one.
No, I guess not. Yeah, I mean...
There is stuff to spoil because it's not 100% true to the book.
Nor is it 100% true to any particular Frankenstein movie you might have seen.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of...
It
draws from all of them, but is much closer to the book than anyone in other retelling of Frankenstein.
Yes. So, Frankenstein is my favorite monster. I like monsters. It's almost Halloween. This was a no-brainer for me. This absolutely going to go see this. Huge fan of Guillermo del Toro. Love all of his movies. I don't think there are any bad ones. I even like Crimson Peak, which I know is... people are kind of confused by that one.
I wasn't. I like that one.
Good.
There are many of his movies I have not seen. I am not a huge follower of his career. I think if those movies came out now, I would watch them. Mm-hmm. But at the time that Pan's Labyrinth came out, I was like, I don't know what that is, and why would I watch it? And no. And I've never seen it, so I would watch it now, I suppose.
That was Doug Jones.
Yeah. Who should be in everything. And actually, were he 20 years younger, would have been in this movie for sure.
He's not in this movie.
Yeah.
But Oscar Isaac is.
Mm-hmm.
He's fantastic as Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
A very nuanced performance. I don't think I've ever seen a Victor Frankenstein go through this kind of character growth. Del Toro really wants us to have feelings about Victor Frankenstein. And without spoiling things, I will say, leave it at that. But compared
There's also good feelings about Victor Frankenstein.
There you go. Beyond that, I would say that, Kenneth Branagh did a wonderful job of bringing the story to life in film, but does not offer this kind of level of performance. Who else has done Frankenstein? Colin Clive, of course, in the 1931 movie.
I only know this because I looked at IMDb 15 minutes ago.
Colin Clive, of course, lives in my heart. I mean, I had the man as my screensaver on my computer for a very long time. Him and The Bride, which, what can I say? I have a soft spot in my heart for monsters. Colin Clive, great Frankenstein. Lots of people who played Frankenstein. Christopher Lee played the monster in the Hammer films. Truly great actors have taken on this role, and I think Oscar Isaac is right up there. I think this might be the best performance of Frankenstein ever, or at least in the top 3.
All right.
And Jacob Elordi plays the monster. Does an incredible job.
Yeah.
We don't know much about him. We didn't see Saltburn. We're not big fans.
Oh, I thought you saw Saltburn.
No, I didn't see Saltburn.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I would have seen it with you.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to see it.
Well, then we didn't see it.
Yeah. But I saw him on Saturday Night Live. Mm-hmm. And, Saturday Night Live's writing and everything is very uneven. It was not a particularly good show, but there's actors or people with real charisma that even if what they're given to do on Saturday Night Live sucks, you see why they're famous.
Yeah.
I did not see that with Jacob Elordi. Mm-hmm. I was just like, this is a stiff person who does not have any idea what to do on this stage. I don't find him particularly attractive. And, I'm just like, I don't get it. Mm-hmm. clearly he's done stuff. I haven't seen any of it. Whatever. Maybe he can actually act. This role was extraordinarily physical, and much of the acting for the first 2/3 of the movie is deeply physical.
Yeah.
There's the makeup for him is utterly amazing, and his physical self is just really fascinating. He's basically wearing just enough to cover the important bits and makeup and scars, right? But he's not wooden. He's actually very fluid and wooden at
animated.
the same time.
Very animated, but clumsy, like a newborn creature would be.
Yeah, it just the physical element of what he did was really, really good. And then later in the movie, there are more lines, and there is a more traditional role for him, and he was also really, really good. And came up with this voice that's just this is apparently not a digitally altered voice. This is him doing this voice.
It's really interesting. Yeah, the voice can be monstrous and it can be gentle, and it feels like the same voice. It is definitely a creature voice, but it also has so much humanity in it. And that's exactly what you need for this role.
Yeah.
The question is, could Doug Jones or, say, Andy Serkis have done a better job?
I don't know about a better job. The physicality, the physical parts, Doug Jones could have done. I don't know about the spoken part. Not necessarily today.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think because of age. But 20 years ago, I think he could have done just as well. He has this real alien quality to him when you see him without makeup, and his whole physical self. And this character isn't quite that alien. It's a little bit more human. But yeah, he could have done it, but he's also not the right shape. He is so very thin that he wouldn't have conveyed the sense of size. Jacob Elordi is a gigantically tall human being, right? Just whatever.
But he is very skinny, yeah.
He is very skinny, but not nearly as skinny as Doug Jones is. A smaller frame,
It was an interesting...
And so it's, I don't think it would have come off the same way.
I think it was a really interesting choice to go with someone skinny for this role. I think traditionally the monster is huge and broad-shouldered and blocky. And this monster is very kind of lithe and willowy. And although he's enormously tall, as you say, and is made more so in the movie, he does give off this impression of just being like an average body type, right? He's not like a swole Frankenstein monster. He's not a... What?
I would not say an average body type.
All right.
No, the makeup emphasizes musculature, but it's not bulky musculature.
That's all I'm trying to say. So
but that's not the same thing as a regular body type.
And the point I was trying to make about Jacob Elordi is that he's not an actor who is known for these extreme physical performances.
Yeah.
He's known to be like this leading man kind of hunky dude, and here he is in a role that honestly should probably get an Oscar of some kind. Won't, but probably should, because he is above and beyond what you would expect Jacob Elordi to be able to do with this role. And
that automatically does not get you an Oscar.
No. But what I'm saying is, he puts 110% into this role.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like he and Oscar Isaac put 150 zillion% into this role. I think it's easier in some ways to see with you when you've got the makeup and this really very different than how a human being might behave kind of character. But I think Oscar Isaac put the same, amount of acting and acting quality effort into it. He just didn't have to do the hours of makeup to go along with it.
And but he also has a very, demanding physical role as well. Not as like dramatically so, but he is constantly moving throughout the film. He's running around, turning knobs and switches, and
carrying heavy things.
Yeah, climbing up the spire of his tower, hand over hand with no safety rope. The whole thing, and it's a very energetic, kinetic movie.
Yeah.
So rounding out the cast, we have Mia Goth, who I've never been a huge fan. I don't think she did anything particularly noteworthy here.
I have no opinion of her. Mm-hmm. I've heard of her, but never seen her, like literally never seen her before, as far as I know. And I don't think she was given much of anything to do, right? Like, fair. She's the girl. And so as the girl, she is representative of life and possibility and sex and softness and nurturing in some small ways.
Yep.
And that's really her character.
And
all of that is, as a character, like, just doesn't add up to anything.
There's an attempt to make her more interesting than that, but it largely fails. The thing is that this is a huge expansion of the role of Elizabeth from the book. She plays Elizabeth, who in the book is Victor Frankenstein's fiance. In this, she plays a slightly different role. We don't want to do spoilers. So yeah, the book has been reimagined pretty heavily in this to give the characters more room to grow and to develop. And I think a lot of those choices were really good choices. There were a couple I disagreed with, but that's neither here nor there. But she's given much more of a role than she was in the book, and but not enough for this movie. Yeah, well, not enough for any movie, but and no woman is going to have enough of a role in a movie about Victor Frankenstein and his monster to be satisfying in any meaningful way. So, I will take that as what it is, which is you can't have a movie without a woman in it, so we put a woman in it. And that's basically what the character is. Yeah. It's slightly more developed than that, because there are plenty. Oppenheimer, had two women in it, because you can't not have a movie with women. But they could have been the wall paint on the wall in this room. And this character had more motivation than both of the women in that movie combined. Yes. So. And one of those women won an Oscar. Rounding out the cast, we have two more men. We have... It's all dudes here on out. The guy who plays William, I have no idea who that guy is. No, some young dude that I've never seen before. Whose name we can't even remember. Sorry. Well, we also were in a movie theater where it wasn't particularly conducive to reading the credits. Mm-hmm. So, I never saw the part of the credits that listed... I saw them list people's names, but if I didn't know who the person was, I wasn't sure. And then when they actually list the cast, people were standing in front of the screen, so I couldn't see it. Oh, and I said there were two more male roles. There were three. So then we have Christoph Waltz. Yes. Who, talk about squandering great talent. He's in the movie briefly, and his story doesn't really go anywhere. No, but you need him. Do you? And you need something a little antagonistic. You need something that you're like, that doesn't quite add up. You're going to ask for something that, so, you're a little more fucked up than you seem, which is pretty much what you think of when you see that man walk on the screen. Yeah. And you were correct. He is more fucked up than he seems. He's just not as dramatically fucked up as I thought that character might be going, but so in this he plays a role that is based on two roles from sequels to the original Frankenstein movie. So he plays a little bit of Dr. Pretorius, but not enough to be Dr. Pretorius from The Bride of Frankenstein, and a character whose name I can't remember, who appears in, I think, Son of Frankenstein. It doesn't matter. Nope. He's kind of squandered. I wish that we'd gotten some more resolution on that story, but whatever. So no, I don't think we needed any more of that story. I think it's okay for it to be a small part, and I feel like that small part. I feel like I understood the reason for that small part. Okay. Yeah. So then we have finally Lars Mikkelsen as I don't think he's called Captain Walton in this movie.
No, I think it's Anderson
or Johnson or something. Yeah, but so he's plays the part of the schooner captain in the book, who is stuck in the ice at the beginning of the book and meets Frankenstein on the ice. He was great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Lars Nicholson. He's not going to be bad.
Yep.
He's great, but he's literally just a plot device.
A device, yeah.
A narration device.
Yeah.
And
which I assume is what that character is in the book.
Yes. I mean, he gets a little more screen time in the book. Screen time. He gets a little more page time in the book, but
airtime.
Not
space
to any great use beyond what he does here.
Yeah.
But he gives a great performance, and there were some nuances to it that I really enjoyed. So, yeah, it's Lars Mikkelsen. It's a great family for actors. Yeah, so that's the cast. The story is pretty much the story everybody knows. It is...
Well, you can't just assume the way you might what everybody knows. There are a lot of people who are really not familiar with the story in the book at all. Now, whether those people would ever watch this movie, I don't know. But, a lot of people assume that Frankenstein is the movies, where it's like, kill, kill, kill. And, like, you run around and you try to stop Frankenstein from being kill monster,
right.
like... So,
well,
yeah, if that's what you think Frankenstein is, and this is your first exposure, like, I know enough culturally to know vaguely the outline of the Frankenstein book, but I've never seen a Frankenstein story that's tried to do anything with the book. Now, to be honest, I've also never seen an honest-to-God Frankenstein movie. Like, I've seen Frankenstein used by Scooby-Doo, you know what I mean? Like, what's the cereal? Frankenboo? Or whatever. Frankenberry, right? Like, that's my understanding of Frankenstein in terms of what I actually have seen. So, for somebody who thinks of Frankenstein in this way, then I think they would be surprised by the book, right? And surprised by the character eventually being able to speak, having meaningful nuance and stuff, So
you didn't see the Kenneth Branagh version?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, as many of his movies as I've seen, I didn't see that. It just, I'm like, okay, like Frankenstein, kind of whatever. I think there was a point where I was assigned to read that book. I want to say I might have been assigned to read that book in college, and I didn't read it. I'm just like, this shit's written in the 19th century. I cannot read language from the 19th century. I will suffer myself through a whatever you call it, like a treaty or something I got to read from the 19th century. I can't fucking read. Like, I've tried. I was assigned so many of those books, and I'm like turning the pages upside down going, when are they going to start writing in English? Right? When they turn those stories into movies or plays or whatever, I get the point and can sometimes go along with the story and get the emotion. I just find that language impenetrable. So I ditched Frankenstein and never read it. Okay. And, clearly should have read it, right? Like, when I have realized that the story is more than what, than a Frankenberry monster, like, I get that it's about something more. And I feel like this movie conveyed some of that, and so I enjoyed it because of that. And yeah, the movie has a very definite message that's not, I guess, the only way to read the book, but is one way to read the book that I found very compelling. So I liked it.
I would say that I think Frankenstein, the book, is 200 years old, and it is an easier read and more fun read than Jane Eyre or Wuthering Heights.
Okay. I don't doubt you on that.
Especially the Mayor Casterbridge or something like that.
Yeah, I was told that at the time. I took it under advisement, and I don't remember, so, whatever. But yeah, I feel fairly confident in saying I never actually read that book.
All right. Well, then if people don't know the plot, I'll give you the non-spoiler version. The non-spoiler version is the Dr. Frankenstein Is a mad scientist who creates a monster out of body parts, gives it life with an electric spark. And
Except I thought it said in the book that it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
explain how the monster
That's
becomes
true.
alive,
That's
right?
true.
The electricity thing is the movie stuff.
That is true.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that Mary Shelley was inspired by the experiments of Galvani, who could make frog legs jump with electric sparks. Anyway, there's no electric spark in the book. That's true. There's no description whatsoever of how what the secret is. And in fact, in the book, Frankenstein is very cagey about it because he doesn't want anybody to repeat his experiment. So, yes, so he creates this creature and then immediately fails to be a good parent to the creature, and the creature turns on him and ends up killing people. It's a great story, whether you get it from a book or a movie, I don't care. Everybody should know this story. It is the classic story of what a creator owes to their creation. And it is a moral, ethical issue, problem story, but that makes it sound boring and dry. It is also got lots of murder and grossness. And it's great. It's one of the classics of literature for a reason. And I truly love the book. And so anybody who does something like this movie does, where they're trying to honor that, no matter what new things they bring to it, and I'm glad to see the new things because I think that's great. I think a slavish adaptation of a book is always kind of boring. Yeah, you get my vote. And it's Guillermo del Toro. He's so good at this.
Yep.
The costumes, he has so much delight in the costumes and the crazy architecture and you talked about this movie being very similar to Shape of Water. I felt it was very similar to Crimson Peak.
Yeah, it's parts of both of those movies. Yeah. Yes,
and done in a way that just it feels much more than the sum of its parts.
Exactly.
It's a great movie, folks. I think it's going to come out on Netflix. You're not going to be able to see this in theaters, unfortunately, because they're doing an incredibly limited run.
Limited run and very short run.
Yeah.
And then it's a Netflix movie, so then you can watch it on something bigger than your phone, please, because this is a squandered and actually impossible to see movie if you tried to watch it on a phone.
We were so glad we got to see it on the big screen.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't want to do spoilers, so let's not go any further than that.
Sounds good.
Because this is a movie we do recommend you see. And
Absolutely.
We recommend you go in not
1000%.
knowing anything. So that's, yeah. Okay, until next time.
Until next time.
Bye.